Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel today. And in today's video I'm going to be talking about my preview and predictions for the first leg of the semi-final of the Champions League. We are very close into finding out who will be the champions of Europe. Will it be Real Madrid again? Will it be Manchester City? Or will it be one of the two Milan clubs, AC Milan or Internazionale? Well, we will find out with this preview. Obviously there's a second leg next week, but we'll talk about the first leg and what to expect. And obviously if you guys like these sort of videos and a little bit more content, especially on Thursday, which I will be doing a live stream watch along or whatever you want to call it for the 2023 AFC Asian Cup, where I will be having an open fan panel for all of the Asian teams. And if you want to be able to join or be a part of it, obviously please do check it out, as I'll be live streaming just as when the tournament draw happens. So here's a link to the video where it'll pop up somewhere here, and you'll be directed to that live stream. But now let's talk about the main event, the Champions League semi-final, the first leg. So let us first talk about the first game, which is happening tonight, which is Real Madrid taking on Manchester City at the Bernabeu in Madrid. This is going to be, a big game, because this is like Manchester City's sort of kryptonite now. Obviously, we all knew what happened last season when Manchester City had a 2-goal lead heading into like the 89th, 90th minute, whatever, and then Real Madrid scored 2 late goals through Rodrigo to basically kill Manchester City's momentum and hope. And obviously it rejuvenated Real Madrid in that tie, in that semi-final this time last year. Obviously this might be a little bit of a different circumstance, because now it's the first leg, not the second leg like last year. So my expectations of my preview of this is that both teams are coming into this game with a little bit of having rest a few players in the league game. Obviously Real Madrid last La Liga game, they actually lost, and I think they lost to Girona, I think, very recently as well, which is actually part of the City group, or part of the Manchester City football group, whatever you want to call it. So maybe that can be like a look into what Manchester City could do to this Real Madrid team. But obviously it's a home game for Real Madrid, and I think Real Madrid will want to take advantage of it. And at the same time, I think they will be the ones attacking a little bit more than Manchester City in this first leg. I think it will be quite back and forth. As for Manchester City, they are actually have rested a couple of players over the recent weeks, and some players that have done very well for Pep Guardiola in March and April, when Manchester City were really in top form, beating teams 5-6, whatever, 7-0, whatever the scorelines were. The past couple of games for Manchester City, they've only won 2-1 against form and leagues, but they still got the job done, and that's the thing that Manchester City needs, is just to get over the line, especially in this first leg. Because if Manchester City lose maybe like 2-0 or whatever, like a 2 or 3 goal margin to Real Madrid, I don't know how Real Madrid, actually Manchester City, would be able to recover. So I think Manchester City at this first leg will be a little bit more defensive, but they will try to open Real Madrid up. I just think that it will be somewhat of a similar story as what happened last year, except with the drama. I'm actually going for a 1-1 draw between these two teams. Nothing much to separate them. I just think that both teams have rested players over the past couple 2-3 games, and I just think that now they are really up for this game. And obviously Real Madrid will be a lot more attacking, but I think Manchester City will have a little bit of that defensive solidity, and I think it will be a 1-1 draw. Now moving on to Wednesday's game, Wednesday night, it is the first of the two Derby de Madonnina. I think that's the actual way of saying it, or the Milan derby, basically, between AC Milan and Internazionale Milano. Obviously both teams play at the San Siro, so actually the San Siro will be I don't know, do you call it the home, away, the neutral venue, whatever it is, it's the home for both teams. So it's going to be a very this derby happened 20 years ago. That time AC Milan made it to the final. I'm not sticking my neck out just yet. I think both teams are heading into this with optimism, because this is actually the best opponent that either team can have in the semi-final. The fact that it is against the cross city rivals, or whatever you want to call them, it sets up a very perfect semi-final. I think this is probably going to be one of the best semi-final. Maybe not the first leg, but maybe the second leg, when there could be a lot more riding into it. So I have a feeling that both teams, just like the Man City Real Madrid game I just spoke about, I think both teams will probably cancel each other out. I could see this being a 0-0, a 1-1 type of draw, just so that both teams have something to cling on. And I just think that, yes, Internazionale have had a very good, decent run of form as of late, but at the same time, AC Milan have been unbeaten, which I think in terms of European heritage, well, both these teams have won 10 Champions Leagues together. AC Milan winning 7, Internazionale winning 3, but obviously Inter were the latest one back in 2010 under Jose Mourinho. I think that both teams are really going to be up for it, but I also think at the same time they will be very mindful that there is a second leg, that maybe they'll target the second leg instead, where it is the end. This is just like the first of two, so you can kind of stumble and maybe just get a draw, and both teams will be okay with a draw. I will say that at the end, and I think it will be a draw. I could see a team winning this 1-0. Either Milan clubs can win it 1-0, but I think both teams will maybe settle for a draw in this one. I'm going with a 0-0 draw. It's not going to be, I'm not going to say it's going to be exciting, but I do think that both teams will be a little bit more precautious, because they know what can be riding into the second leg. It's a little bit of a different atmosphere compared to the Real Madrid Man City game, where it is quite the end for both the first and second leg. This one is like a series. It's like those sort of NBA, Major League Baseball, whatever series, whereby it's the best out of 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. This is the best of 2. You don't get a draw in this one, win the next game, and you're in the final. I think both teams making the Champions League final would be a dream season for them, especially considering that none of them were really touted as a potential finalist, except for me. So that's it for the Champions League first leg semi-final preview and predictions. Both games I went with a draw, but next week I will be putting out a win for probably both games. Probably, we'll see. We'll have to wait and see what the circumstances are and how the teams do, especially in the weekend game in the league. So that will be very interesting to see from both teams. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and also ring the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my updates. And obviously, don't forget, this coming Thursday, I am going to be hosting the live watch-along, live stream, whatever, of the Asian Cup final group stage draw. You know how they do that World Cup with the ball in whatever part? Yeah, I'm going to be doing a live draw watch-along of it with a few fans from the ASEAN region. And obviously, if you are supporting any team, whether that be India or Tajikistan or Saudi Arabia or Japan or wherever, any team, obviously you can feel free to join in as well. So I'll see you guys on Thursday for that live draw. It's going to be a very fun live stream, and I cannot wait to have you guys on there. And until then, I'll see you guys in the next one.